Hey everyone, Matron here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This time our game is between seleCT, spawning as the red Terran, and LiquidTyler, aka NONY, spawning as the blue Protoss on Lost Temple. This is a best-of-3 series between these two players as part of the MLG DC StarCraft 2 tournament. This is in the third round of the winner's bracket. All the replays are up for the MLG DC tournament, so I've been watching all weekend and looking for good matchups. So hopefully these two players, currently ranked number 1 on the US ladder, seleCT is, and NONY is ranked number 12 on the US ladder. Hopefully we'll have a good series between these two players. We can get right into it now. seleCT starting out with this supply depot. Again, the patch came out this past week, so unable to start with the early racks play. You have to get the supply depot down. NONY throwing down at 9 pylon and looks like a 10 gateway. So pretty early gateway by NONY. So we may see the cybernetics core come out much quicker than usual and get up that warp gate tech pretty quickly. Not really sure about this barracks placement for seleCT, though perhaps he is just getting ready to macro up with these barracks all out in the middle of his base. Again, with no Zerg, no Zergling run by on this map, both players don't have to wall off their ramp. So seeing a little bit more free flow in their builds and in their bases. NONY sending out his scout, Tyler, and seleCT sending out his scout as well, relatively the same time. Looks like seleCT has finished his barracks and will be pumping out 1 Marine. LiquidTyler, no units yet out of this gateway. Did throw down that cybernetics core as soon as the gateway finished. These two will be meeting each other, and seleCT getting up a second barracks. So he is positioning this Marine at the top of the ramp to prevent any sort of scout. Looks like we have a pylon on the right side here, so we might see some hidden tech, or perhaps he is placing it here to prevent any sort of backdoor drops by seleCT. Looks like the warp gate tech is being researched now that cybernetics core came up, and a chrono boosting out a stalker. Now we see NONY trying to get up into seleCT's base here, but is going to be denied by this 1 Marine. Looks like NONY is going to be able to take down this SCV for seleCT, so neither player is able to see the build order of the opposing player. They both chose the last possible base in their scouting. Now we see a Reaper come out for seleCT, so we may see some sort of Reaper harass here, and LiquidTyler has side-capped himself. This pylon coming in at the last second, and looks like he wasted a bit of a cyber boost there, or a chrono boost. This Reaper now with 4 kills, but the Stalker's going to be able to take it down. That was pretty good Reaper play. He was able to scout NONY's base, so he does see this build, does see the cybernetics core, just the 1 gateway, and was able to take down a number of workers. Looks like NONY is going to push out with 3 Stalkers now to the center. seleCT does have a Marauder, so he's going to be able to focus down this first Stalker. The 2 Stalkers come in for support. They're going to focus down that Marine, and now chase this Marauder. seleCT's going to have to retreat here. It does have 2 Marines and a Marauder. Should be able to take down these Stalkers, especially with the high ground advantage. And now a number of SCVs coming off the line to support and push these Stalkers back. 1 Stalker going down, and the second one is just going to be too fast. Going to be able to get away from the Marauders and the Marines. We do have Stim being researched. No concussive shell just finished. And a bunker being thrown up here, as well as an expansion for seleCT. If we look, a scan here, Tyler had thrown up a Stargate, so the scan's going to show that to seleCT. Tyler's actually going to cancel that Stargate and now throw up a robotics facility. So he saw that scan there, and he's going to do a tech swap, cancel the Stargate, So we'll see what sort of reaction seleCT has, thinking that there's a Stargate going out. Nony's a big Phoenix player. He likes to do worker harass. Sort of in the beta, was one of the first people to do that Phoenix harass and really use mass Phoenix. So seleCT may, knowing that about Nony, may react with some anti-Phoenix, maybe a turret or two here. So now we'll see what Nony's going to go with this robotics facility instead. Could possibly push out a few Immortals to support those Stalkers and take down Marauders quickly. Or he could get up to the Colossus if he thinks seleCT is going to go for that MMM ball. First thing he's going to do is get an Observer. He has yet to see seleCT's base. seleCT was able to see Nony's with that Reaper. And it looks like seleCT is just doing 4 barracks here, 1 reactor, 1 tech lab. Does have the second command center up and doing a good transfer here. If we look at the income tab, both players even, about 29 harvesters each. Nony has thrown up this expansion here with the pylon so he can warp in units if any sort of attack happens. He's got a good spread with his units here, Stalkers all around in case any more Reapers come in or any sort of Banshee play. He does have a Stalker at the front here, so he can spot any attack, and he did have his sentries by the ramp so he could block off if any sort of Marine Marauder push was coming. Look at the Army tab. seleCT does have a small advantage, 1100 to 775. Nony is on 3 gates now and is throwing up a robotics bay, so we will see Colossus here. These 2 bunkers are very secure for seleCT, and he's able to get these mules up and start mining this natural. And 33 to 33 harvesters, but seleCT does have that mule advantage. No overreaction. Don't see an engineering bay, and we did not see any turrets, so he was not going anti-Phoenix there. He might have come out with a little heavy in the Marine department. Looks like he might have cut back on the Marauders, expecting those Phoenix. And now seleCT is going to push out. Look at the Army tab. He does have a big advantage here. Nony is going to have the home field advantage. He's going to be able to warp in units out of these 3 gates. I'd like to see him get up a 4th gate at this point. And if we look at the production, first Colossus is on its way. It's halfway done. Nony is going to do force fields here to try to block out Tyler's attack. Tyler's going to be able to come in here. Does not have any medevacs yet, so he's got to be careful about this stim. Nony's going to use these force fields, try to prevent Tyler from getting in here. First Colossus is about to finish. He needs to get it into this battle. Tyler's going to have to defend this Nexus before it goes down to seleCT's forces. seleCT is going to be able to stim and pick those off. Now rallying more units to this fight. He's going to have to try to pick off this Colossus. This Colossus is going to go down. Nony only has these 2 Stalkers, 1 Stalker left, no Stalkers. And he did lose that expansion. Only has these 3 gates. All of them are on cooldown. seleCT could come in here and start picking off gates, really limit the production of Nony. Nony just has these last few units in his mineral lines. He could try to push out once more. He does have another Colossus being chronoed out, but now with no gateways, he's going to have to push forward with these probes and this Stalker, Zealot, and Sentry, trying to delay until this Colossus comes out. Colossus is here. He's going to have to finish up these in the back of his base. If he's able to focus down with those Marines and Marauders with this Colossus, he could push this out. Looks like seleCT is massing up outside the base again. We do have power to these warp gates again, just the 2 warp gates, another Colossus being chronoed out, and this 1 Colossus here is going to have to fend off this Marine Marauder ball. seleCT does know he's ahead now in Army and in income. Looks like he's 1,500 to 600, 46 harvesters to 22. Nony's just going to have to get up another Colossus, perhaps 2, and hope he can fend off the Marine Marauder ball here. seleCT is going to pull back and be a little bit more defensive. He knows that he wounded Nony. He is going to salvage those 2 bunkers and take down these destructible rocks. Again, when you do attack and you attack successfully, it's a good time to expand. You have your opponent back on his heels. The second Colossus is going to come out, and looks like a 3rd is going to be chronoed out as well. Nony just trying to push out units out of these 2 warp gates and this robotic facility. It looks like the Thermal Lance upgrade just finished, so that's going to give him an advantage in this next encounter. If he can micro these Colossus, keep them alive, they can do a lot of damage to these Marines Marauders. The Marines do have that the shield upgrade, 55 health now. It's going to make them a little more durable against the Colossus. Looks like Noni is going to try to throw down a forward pylon here. And he's going to be able to see, trying a little bit of a pincher attack with his Zealots here and his Colossus on the right side. This pylon is going to finish and be taken down. These Colossus are going to have to get in a good position here. He needs to try to snipe these medevacs, deny this high ground view for seleCT. He's going to try to pick down this one medevac here. Medevac is possibly going to go down. Here come the Vikings. It looks like seleCT was waiting for those Vikings. He does have two Vikings going to focus down these Colossi. Noni trying to do a micro job with these Colossi, but they're just going to go down, and now he's going to be surrounded by Marines Marauders, and it's going to have to be GG from Noni. So we saw a fake starport, or Stargate, being put down there, and then a swap to the robotics facility. You don't know if that maybe slowed down these Colossus just a little bit. That first Colossus came out late. If it had been out about 30 seconds earlier, he might have been able to repel that initial attack by seleCT. seleCT doing a good job. That early Reaper scout, and then a good scan there, and just constant aggression off those three barracks. In the end, he was able to come in and have a good counter with these Vikings on the Colossus. He had wounded Noni, pulled back, tried to establish this third base, masked up again, and just pushed in for the kill. So this has been game one of this best-of-3 series in the third round of the MLG DC tournament. So look forward to casting and watching game 2 here, and see you in a few.